Hello everybody and welcome back once again to Let's Play Tyranny. Here we are in the Howling Rock area, just about to talk to Sadis and Radix Ironcore, who are stood right next to the fallen Archon of Stone. Yes, so without further ado, as the ground shakes, let's do just that. Today's session is going to be about 35 minutes, so we ain't got time for dawdling. Okay, where?
You see what I see?
I'm gonna say, where? The trouble when it flashes up the hidden items, it flashes up in areas of purple and the hidden item colour is purple. It's a bloody pain. Right, shall we try again? Radix. Fatebinder. I presume you are adequately rested? Calvina hasn't rested. Calvina doesn't rest very often. A woman that needs little sleep, apparently. Little rest. She's one to soldier on and lead by example, expecting the same from her companions. So no, Radix. I haven't rested. Well rested, huh? Hate to think of what it might mean if that earlier show wasn't a Fatebinder at peak performance. Glad you're with us, ma'am. Yes, I must admit I am as well, especially in wake of recent discoveries. Discoveries? What discoveries? While I served Ash at Vendrian's Well, in my stead the guild succeeded in their mission to locate and guard Cairn's remains. Of course, none of us expected he would have survived. My Earthshakers commenced studying Cairn and, as a result, have unearthed a rather invaluable finding. Cairn yet labours to survive. This, of course, is ultimately infeasible. Even the mountains cannot withstand the force of Kairos's will. However, our Archon has retained a considerable sum of arcane energy. Energy that my guild could harvest and wield. According to the General, long as Cairn lives, the Edict will keep tearing up the land. That's good for us, bad for the rebels and the chorus. Well, if the Earthshakers harvest and use Cairn's energy, will that not kill him and thus end the edict that continues to plague this land? Your assumption is correct. However, my Earthshakers have devised a ritual wherein we can extract and expel Cairn's energy in one concentrated pulse upon his death. It would permanently ravage the land, starving the Rat's chorus and the rebel army, enabling us to end the war. While I would relish the opportunity to study Cairn further, we cannot risk this strategic advantage. We must gain Ash's approval to act swiftly. I hope I'm not the only voice of dissent here, but blighting the land will starve the Scarlet Chorus, not to mention a large part of this realm. I thought we were fighting a war to gain something. It looks like we're causing massive devastation for one dumb victory. Am I wrong here? The Scarlet Chorus should be wiped from the region. These are the consequences of declaring war on the Great General. Alas, another end to another edict would further feed Calvina's power, would it not? This edict has to end, and, well, this seems to be the only solution in Calvina's mind. Yes, verse. Obviously I take no great pleasure in this. However, as you have heard, it needs to be done. Don't talk to me about what needs to happen when you're the one on the ground who dictates how this war gets fought. At least take some responsibility for what you're doing. Loose stones jostled across the ground as he nearly imperceptibly impatiently taps a booted toe. If the lot of you are quite well finished, I would like to get on with it. Yes, well, as there are a handful of reservations here, perhaps I should discuss killing Cain with Ash. Do what you must. Discuss our plan to destroy the land and defeat the voices of Narat, but be swift about it. We will await your report from Ironhearth. In the meantime, however, I will account for Ash's approval and see to the provisions necessary for the ritual. See? What he means is, safe travels, sir. Yes, before I go, I would also like to discuss other matters. Speak, if that is what you desire. But understand this, as the wind cannot move a mountain, so your words will not sway me. Butter him up. Right. We're just really here about information that's going to assist us in either our mission or our hunt for the Spires. So, first of all, asking for a briefing on the Chorus troop movements. Shit. If there aren't more of them than maggots out here, can't go. Oh, we've seen that one already. Yeah, we've seen that one already. Why wasn't it greyed out? Okay, right, anyway. Asking if there's anything we need to worry about. An attack from the Screamers could get messy. Okay, so watch out for some Screamers. And more importantly here, asking about Howling Rock's Spire. I'll grant you ingress to the base if that is what you desire, but I advise you not to let it become the foremost consumption of your time. My Earthshakers have already extensively examined the site, yet we were unable to uncover more than a cavernous room with some carvings in the floor. Yet Cairn's clinging to the base like it's the only dinghy in a storm-chopped sea. What do you reckon that's about? Delirium, perhaps? Who rightly knows the effect an edict may wreak on one's mental capacity? Or maybe he knew of a peculiarity we yet do not. Perhaps the Dawning Spire could have restored him, had he managed to rouse it from its dormancy. Perhaps not. Right. Fare thee well. Perhaps we shall take a look ourselves in the Spire. We only have one piece of the carving. Don't know where the other piece will be. Maybe there'll be a piece or two inside the Spire itself. But we shall take a look. We shall take a look. Oh. Find a way to the top of the Dawning Spire. We can now guess its original shape based on the two that we've got. So, okay, that was quick and easy. Calvina becoming quite the expert when it comes to these kind of things. That's the Sunset Spire. That's the Ocean Spire. That's the incomplete Aurora Spire. Incomplete Dawning Spire. Are you sure we can actually... Okay, so it's we know it's symmetrical. So that must come up. Hang on
This has
here.
trap written all over it.
Let's Let's see if we can just have a look at this and get this sorted. This is a bit more of a tricky one. So it seems to be going up that way, and then down there. Down there? But then, according to this here, there's a bit that tapers down that way, isn't there? It tapers down. Can't be right, surely. I mean, that does taper down.
Right.
So that's kind of what it looks like. Which would mean that if it's symmetrical, that would have to come this way. It would have to do that. Because it's symmetrical. That curves inside, almost like a circle. Again, symmetrical, so it'll have to kind of go with both sides. So that would go in. We've also got that going to the outer edge, that going to the outer edge as well. Well, this is probably the easier way to do it, isn't it? Right, okay, so that would also extend to the outer edge, and it joins up with that, so which would mean that this does it the same on the other side. And that means that that would also have to join to here. And that would have to join to there. Oh, look at that! Oh, look, it's an eye symbol as well. Excellent. Well done, Calvina. I wasn't too sure, but Calvina pressed on with purpose. The now familiar light of the spire courses skyward, trailing off toward the horizon in the direction of Vendrian's Well. You feel the ground beneath you fall away as you give in to the warmth of the energy surrounding you. The dawning spire in Howling Rock gives you the impression of slow, inexorable movement, like a glacier of living stone. Unstoppable force moves at a pace that no eye could follow. The tower's very immobility is a pretense. With a triumphant heave, you feel the will of the spire stretch across the distance to link its power with Vendrian's Well. Oh, amazing! You can see out east from here, across to the continent. If we had a long-distance peering device, I would wonder if we'd see Kairos' next wave of invaders starting their journey here. It's maybe for the better that I can't confirm the suspicion. Another spire added to your collection, which begs the question of how many strongholds one Fatebinder needs. I'll leave you to answer the hard questions. Are you used to this rush? Because I don't know if I ever will be. We all feel it, right? Okay, so here our power is increased again. We have acquired the Dawning Spire, and we shall turn it into an infirmary. Oh, here we are. Look at that. The greens. So fantastic. We've got some kind of alchemy table here. We'll have a quick poke around first. See what's available to us here in this spire. First of all, by looking at this, we can see what is available. We've got a master alchemist who brews rare potions that we will never use, so that's no use to us. A skill trainer who teaches control emotions, control life, and the use of the magic staff. A merchant with a large collection of illegal poisons. Another alchemist who brews potions to take into battle. Large potions, large collection of potions. Ingredients to create potions. And a master trainer who teaches law, control life, and the use. A master trainer of law is definitely most welcome. A master law trainer for both Lantry and Calvina, so that's going to be utilised. The rest of these guys aren't really... we're not really too interested in their services, but we will hire, if we need them, a certain amount of, you know... What do they call them? Not followers. You know what I mean. Recruits, I think they're called recruits. If we need a certain amount of recruits to craft anything useful, we'll get them. But otherwise, not interested in potion sellers. Right.
On it.
Check in with Alchemist Ambro. Ah, Fatebinder. I hope everything is to your liking. Welcome to the Spire's Infirmary. As you can see, we have everything in order and under control. Yes, what do you make of the Spire? To your satisfaction, is it? This is certainly an irregular place to establish our services, but so be it. At least we are removed from the front lines of this conflict. For the time being, at least. But what exactly can I do here? If you wish to craft potions, we have an alchemy station nearby. We are, of course, producing a modest supply of potions ourselves. You have but to ask, and I'll show you what we have made. Okay, what have you made? Nothing at the moment. We'll get to work as quickly as we can. The only potions that may be useful to us, actually, would be healing potions. Some of the more powerful healing potions, because we don't have an abundance of them. You know, the regular healing potions, or even the greater healing potions. If we could get to, 5 each of these for the party, that would be pretty nifty. That would be pretty good. Okay, let's go loot and plunder. Our new Spire. Ooh, Sigil of Selfless Magic. That's a new one. It's definitely a new one for Calvina, that one. More spells to add to the collection. Loving the green here. Looks like a greenhouse, a bit of a greenhouse feel. Really nice. Our Master Law Trainer will not be available here until we go away and come back. Or maybe if we actually rest, he may appear. We might actually take the time to rest, you know. I mean, Calvina's a slave driver, but she's not suicidal. We have to rest at some point, you know. Let's take a look at this and see what this is about. Look at that, we can craft recipe name. What is that? Creeping Dusk. Greater healing potions. There you go. What does it require? It requires 7 alchemy supplies. Ah. So we can only craft 3 of these. But what about the regular healing ones? Only 4. We can craft 5 of them. With the buff that we've got due to Calvina's leadership perk, we get an extra bonus to using potions. So even a regular healing potion would be pretty decent. I could give everybody a regular healing potion and only give Barrick the greater healing potions in an emergency, and everybody else would probably be fine with that. Not to mention we've got Lantry, who's a pretty decent healer right now. Yeah. As somebody that doesn't use potions, nothing's jumping out other than a healing potion here, which we may get round to crafting at some point. But we are going to take opportunity now to rest at our new Spire. Hopefully our new recruit has had time to join us. Or literally, do we have to... Spire worker? Spire worker, Spire worker. Or maybe we do have to leave. I thought maybe resting would have been sufficient, but obviously not. I would like to level up Lantry and Calvina's Law. Okay, fine. I'll return to the Spires off camera to tidy up because we do have items available in other ones. I do also wish to upgrade Barrick's armor one last time, and I think we might now have enough iron ingots. I think it was it 4? Was it 4 of these to upgrade them? Can't remember, but anyway, to be done off camera, because now we go and speak with Graven Ash. Right, I mean, Calvina is quite content to do things her own way, but she's more here to speak with Ash to see if he's got any alternative takes on things that might be more beneficial to her in the long run. Fatebinder, breaking edicts has become something of a specialty for you, hasn't it? Before long, Kairos may rely on these clean-up efforts of yours. I do this for my own power. I mean, I know she's been getting a little bit more brazen, but even that's a bit of a step too far. Yes, well, here's to hoping Kairos never has to cast another edict. Wishful thinking, but you're not wrong to desire it. I fear that dissidence will ever be a problem in Kairos' hierarchy, and that we have not seen the last of the Overlord's edicts. I don't mean to marginalize your efforts. What you've accomplished in a short time is impressive, but don't forget that you are a vassal of greater powers and should remember your place. What is it you require? Yes, well, I'm here to report that I have made contact with Sadis and Radix. A quarrelsome pair, but I do like to see family moving against the enemy together. Their bonds are more reliable than any number of like-minded countrymen. What do you have to report? Yes, they have a plan to use Cairn's essence to blight the region. But they want your go-ahead. Do they want his go-ahead? Perhaps Calvina, they're putting maybe a slight spin on things. Radix wants my go-ahead? I was worried he was the sort to abuse the significant position I gave him, so it's pleasing to see him show due deference. And what would you say? If this were your decision, would you approve? Interesting stance, Mr. Ash. Putting it on Calvina's toes. Okay, so ruination of the chorus controlled lands will starve Nerot's mob. I mean, that's a bit of a simplistic view. Slaying Cairn is following Kairos' commandment. And if the Earthshakers are right, their plan will render the land barren, starving the chorus. I mean, we obviously are about following the letters of the law, and if the letter of the law is to slay Cairn, this is the only way that we know of at the moment to do that. The consequences for the chorus is almost just quite a handy side effect. Earthshakers can't be fully trusted, and meddling with an edict would be seen as an insult. Well, I mean, as long as we are overseeing that and advising that that's the way to do it, I don't see that as a problem. How much does he trust the Earthshakers? I mean, he's already said that he's put a lot of trust and power into the hands of Radix, so that kind of answers itself to some degree. So I think Calvina is going to go along the lines of, yes, of course, we would approve. It gets the job done. Kairos' commandment is carried out, and the edict is ended. Starving the chorus is a side effect that is most beneficial, but not the sole reason for doing this. I concur. The Edict of Stone makes Kairos' opinion on this matter crystal clear. The Overlord wants Cairn dead, so it's our duty to help slay him. You are wise to bring this to my attention. The Archons fall under Kairos' jurisdiction, and that includes what remains they leave behind. We are fortunate that Kairos wished the Archon of Stone destroyed. I believe this offers us the freedom to dispense with his corpse however we see fit. Tell my forces they have approval to carry out their plan. I would see the voices of Nerat and his howling mob starve to the point of cannibalism if that would deplete their numbers. Okay. We are of a like mind then. Excellent. Well, we shall press on then. Back to Howling Rock, return to Radix, and tell him that old Ash has given the green light.
Sorry, I can't.
Ma'am? What's the order from Ash? As you can see, the commander's raring to go. Baby brother does not understand the notion of patience. A mountain cannot be moved by force, though try as he might. But yes, I too would know of our plans. Yes, Ash has given the order to extract Cairn's energy and use it to permanently destroy the land. We are to commence immediately. A brutal and effective tactic. At least it promises to dwindle down the enemy through starvation. It might still be more than the chorus deserves. Not to question the Archon's will, it strikes me as warlike but unbecoming of the disfavoured. Yes, well, we have considered all options, Barrick. However, we are simply here to follow orders. True enough. I don't mean to cast doubt on the mission, but let this serve as a reminder that the work of perfecting our methods is never finished, even in total obedience. Good. Then it is as we expected. I have seen to the initial preparations, but as I have informed Sadis, we will commence when the Tellarian alignment is ideal for inducing a peak tectonic paroxysm and not a span sooner. What? See? Unbridled and raring to go. There's no way the enemy will get the drop on us first. However, there is an imperative matter remaining that we must attend to before the ritual can begin. I deployed a drove of Earthshakers to excavate required azulith loads from the neighbouring region of Gulfglow. Problem is, they haven't hightailed it back yet, or dispatched a missive. Well, I would hazard a guess if they were excavating azulith, then it is likely they ran into problems with the beastmen. Perceptive of you to think so. Beasts are powerful fighters, but unpredictable to our kind. One of the many reasons why Ash doesn't let them anywhere near the Legion. I have felt discordant tremors resonating from Gulfglow. I fear the tribe that first welcomed us as brethren of Cairn now wish to only bathe the land with our blood. Jesus, what the hell? The primitive attunement to the terrene arcanum of this region is pitiable. They should be begging us to teach them of our ways, yet instead they seek to lay claim to our Archon and scrabble to prevent us from utilizing the abundant azulith of this realm. He stomps on the ground, hard enough that a crevice splits between him and Sadis. One day I will crush the savages beneath the very stones they worship. You can count on me to help. Without the azulith to amplify Cairn's remaining energy, transmuting it into a miasmic substance would be pointless. The area of effect would be unavailingly minimal. Yes, well, I shall retrieve these loads. Ma'am? Don't be long, and don't die on us. Ooh, so we have to go to Gulfglow Old Walls to find out what happened. We do already have 3 shards of azulith, however, so does that mean that we can bypass that particular quest if we're not interested in finding them? Interesting. Let's find out. Fatebinder. Okay, perhaps not. Looks like we are going to have to go there. We do have the nodes. Loads. Is it loads or no? Loads, I think it is. Shards. But yeah, we haven't done that yet, so we will have to go there. And where is there exactly? Oh, the Aurora Spire. Okay, another spire to add to the collection, eh? Haha, marvellous. Right, well, we shall get there in the next session because we have reached the end of this one. So join me next time as we head out to Gulfglow and, well, look out for some earth shakers that have got a little bit lost. And more importantly, of course, secure ourselves our final tower. Until then, see you soon.